Good morning, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our regular meeting of Health, Education, and Neighborhood Councils Committee. It is Tuesday, September 25th at 1:34. We are starting this meeting a little late and apologize in advance for the late announcement. We were in closed session and I couldn't make that announcement until we got out. We are in City Hall, room 1010. We are waiting for Councilmember Gil Cedillo, who is taking the elevator up, but I'd like to call this meeting to order. And I'd like to remind anyone who would like to speak on any of the items today or on general public comment to fill out a comment card and bring it up to the front, please. And at this point, I am going to open up public comment. And there is no public comment. So I'd like to begin with item number 1. Wait, do we have anything for item number 1? Any speakers for line?
Yes.
No public comment, but the
okay, great. So I'd like to move to item number 1 about renaming the community for Rancho Cascade. Mr. CLA, if you could read that in for us.
Sure. Item number 1 is consideration of an application to name a community Rancho Cascades. Application received for filing on February 26, 2018. Primary applicant, Christine Whitaker.
Thank you. Could the CLA please describe the community renaming policy to this committee and let us know what has been done thus far for this renaming application?
Yes, sir.
And then we'll have the applicant present afterwards, but if you could give us a quick overview.
Okay, sure. Back in 2016, the community naming policy was approved by council. The policy requires for anybody, for advocates who want to rename a community to submit an application with at least the minimum of 500 signatures.
Well, Mr. Saylor, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to make it clear. I have closed public comment since there are no public comment cards. I just wanted to make that clear. Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Go ahead.
According to the renaming policy, the applicant has to submit an application with at least 2 or more individuals requesting the name of a name change or a renaming. The applicant has to also submit a petition which requires at least a minimum of 500 signatures of the residents that live in the area. Also, the application has to include the boundaries of the proposed area to be renamed. Also, they're supposed to submit a map indicating the boundaries. Also, in renaming the community, they're supposed to consider the historical significance of the area, and that has to be included in the naming of a community. Then, the city clerk is required to submit.
Excuse me, Mr. Saylor. I just want to ask the new people who've come in, if you could please respect the meeting at hand. If we could have our officers please monitor the audience, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
Also, according to the community renaming policy, the city clerk has to forward a letter to several departments requesting their comments on the community renaming. Those departments are Dunn, Planning, Transportation, Bureau of Engineering, and the city clerk's office. Then the Dunn department is supposed to assist neighbor councils, possibly conduct a hearing on this issue. In the case such as the one we have before us, the neighborhood council did not conduct a hearing on this item. So therefore, within about 90 days after the application is submitted to the city clerk, it's up to the designated committee to conduct a hearing on that item. So that's what's before us here today. We're conducting a hearing on the renaming of northwest of Silmar to Rancho Cascade, which is...
Hold on, Mr. Silly. I'd like to warn the members of the audience, this is your second warning. I can't really hear the CLA give their report. So thank you. Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. CLA.
Okay. The Rancho Cascade is located in Council District 7. And so what we have before us here now is an application whereby the applicant will come forward to give us background on their application. And then the committee will, this committee will adopt the findings and forward those to the City Council for consideration.
Thank you, Mr. CLA. Very much appreciate that. And I believe the applicants are here, applicants are here regarding the naming. Please come on up. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you taking the trek over here to City Hall. If you could state your name and if you could...
Yes, my name is Karen Ellis. I'm the chairperson of the committee for the renaming of northwestern Silmar, Rancho Cascades. I am a homeowner in the area, the proposed area, and my purpose this afternoon is to give you a little background about our effort. Actually, the residents within the proposed boundaries have desired a new identity for the past 18 years. There was an effort made in the year 2000. At that time, a compromise was reached and they were granted an informal designation, but it was not official at that time. For many years, this remote area of Silmar has been unofficially called Rancho Cascades by many of the homeowners, as well as renters and business leaders. The term Rancho reflects the equestrian traditions of the area, characterized by the numerous riding trails, spacious residential lots zoned for horses. The Cascades aptly describes the Los Angeles Aqueduct spillway, which flows down the San Gabriel foothills. Presently, many of the residents of the proposed area of Rancho Cascades participate in the private social network known as ranchocascades.nextdoor.com, where they reach out to their fellow neighbors, providing special alerts and announcement of events. Members of this Rancho Cascades network are attempting to foster a better and safer community. Over a year ago, we formed a committee to see if there were enough interest to revive this movement. Over a period of 5 months, 14 volunteers canvassed the area, primarily below the 210 freeway, bordered by Glen Oaks, Roxford, San Fernando, and Balboa Boulevard, as well as the new developments above Foothill Boulevard, which included the Saddle Ridge development, the Legends development, as well as the commercial area known as the Cascades. While circulating the petitions for signatures, our volunteers indicated that there was an overwhelmingly positive response. In fact, we exceeded the city's limit of 500 signatures. We actually secured 633 signatures. The population of the area to be renamed is estimated to be a little over 6,000, whereas the entire neighborhood of Silmar is well over 100,000. We feel that a smaller, more manageable neighborhood can best serve the needs of our community in this remote region of Silmar. We desperately need a new fire station. We are in probably the most fire hazard area of all of Los Angeles. We bear the brunt of ferocious winds that come through Newhall Pass, and we are surrounded by a lot of brush in the foothills near the aqueduct. We have concerns about immediate response from the fire department as well as the police department. Fortunately, we have secured the help of the Mission Hills Fire Department as well as the Granada Hills Fire Department, and now our councilwoman, Monica Rodriguez, has made an effort, set aside, I believe, $200,000 for a feasibility study for a new fire station to serve well over 100,000 residents of Silmar. If we
Ma'am,
were,
one second, I
Yes.
so apologize.
Yes.
This is your third and final warning. If you could be respectful to the person who is speaking, I really appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
if we are successful in establishing our own distinct neighborhood, Silmar, the rest of Silmar would retain all public and private schools, Mission College, El Carrizo Park, Olive View Hospital, Nethercutt Museums, Pioneer Memorial Cemetery, the post office, and most restaurants and shopping centers. We would have juvenile hall and several industrial buildings between San Fernando Road and Ralston Avenue. We have no intentions to form a new or separate neighborhood council. Historically, Los Angeles has welcomed neighborhood designations, which have really added to the exceptional diversity of this vast city. In fact, there are 272 neighborhoods and districts within the entire city of Los Angeles. Recently, the new community of Glencrest Hills was approved. I believe that was last July of 2017. I want to emphasize in closing that this is really not about breaking away from Silmar, but by receiving recognition for a distinct region with special characteristics. We would retain the same zip code, receive the same city services, and would continue to be stakeholders represented by the Silmar Neighborhood Council. Again, our primary effort after all of these years is to have the name Rancho Cascades officially recognized by the City of Los Angeles and placed on the map with the city seal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Ellis, and thank you for coming here. And I just had a couple of quick questions for you. Just for the record, and so these proposed boundaries, they don't overlap with any other communities, right?
There is a slight overlap, as shown on the management file system. There's a slight overlap with Granada Hills, which is, I believe, Council District 12.
Mm-hmm.
A very slight overlap. It involves an area along San Fernando Road. It's almost insignificant, but this showed up in the maps that the engineering department did. They submitted 5 maps. You can view all of these on the council file management
So like
system.
a block or half a block or how?
Yeah, something like that. Very,
Okay.
very minor.
Great. And the neighborhood council and the homeowners association for the areas, have you reached out to them and have they?
Well, I spoke to the Silmar Neighborhood Council last March. There was a good turnout, and there were a lot of questions and that evening, but they did not respond with any impact study as a result of that meeting. I also, along with my colleague Christine Whitaker, met with Monica Rodriguez the following month. We had a nice informal meeting with her, indicating our efforts, and she responded that she didn't have a problem with it, which I assume that she endorsed it.
Great. So there was no opposition from the neighborhood council or a homeowners association?
No.
Great. Thank you for that. And I'd like to mention Mr. Councilmember Gil Cedillo did arrive a little while ago. And Mr. Cedillo, do you have any questions regarding this?
No, you
naming?
actually asked everyone that's needed.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that. And thank you, Ms. Ellis.
Thank you.
There are 2 individuals who signed up for this item, but they signed up for every item, so I'd like to take, okay. I'd like to call them up as multiple agenda item comments. If I could have Mr. Spindler.
1 minute or 2 minutes?
Mr. Spindler, come on up. 2 minutes for all 3 items. Please sit.
Or did your dumb ass start the meeting without a quorum in violation of Data Act 5450? Did you know that?
So-
You started the goddamn meeting
Start the
without a
clock?
quorum. So you can't do that. You can do that in China, but you can't do that in L.A., California, you dumb Dumbass. So, now.
Please, stick to the items at hand.
Well, you getting worried there, yeah, because like that Supreme Court, your rate might come up on a press conference soon too. So now we're gonna talk about the Rancho Cascades. Now, why do we have all these white people trying to name shit after these fancy Mexican and Latino names? I mean, just name it Casablanca, like the goddamn movie. And you know that there ain't gonna be nobody with a goddamn skin color other than white that's ever gonna ride a goddamn horse, because nobody goddamn got money but all them white motherfuckers over there in them hills. So you give them all the unlimited time on item 1, unlimited fucking time, because they're rich white motherfuckers that you think gonna re-elect you, okay, that donate to your campaign, and they're not. They're gonna kick your ass out of there in the next one there, Rue, after that woman you raped comes forward, Jane Doe. She's gonna be coming out there and saying, he raped me. Yes, sir. Now we got number 2, aging report. We're all getting older. Why do we have to have an aging report? We're getting older. Just look at goddamn hair. Now, you can be like Nuri and keep dyeing every gray hair. You can be like Monica and show your gray hair. But either way, you're getting older. Older and older and older and weaker and fucking stupider every goddamn day. I mean, I wish there was a pill where you could take and get younger. Now we get number 3. The prevention tobacco tax. I say Herb Wesson opposes this shit. I want Herb Wesson to smoke more cigarettes. I will give Herb Wesson all the free cigarettes he wants as long as he smokes 9 packs a day. Yes, sir. Now I want my 1 minute, my 1 minute general public comment.
Thank you.
What?
General public comment has been closed.
No, how the fuck? You can't do that. You can't close general public comment because you didn't have a quorum.
Mr. Spindler, thank you. Officer, can you help Mr. Spindler take a seat back?
But Mr. Sedilio, I get my 1 minute general, right? Because he didn't have quorum.
Yeah.
You can't close it without quorum, fool. You can't start the meeting without.
You got to reopen. Please, if you could take your seat.
You got to reopen general public comment.
If you could take your seat, Mr. Spindler, thank you.
You can't deny me general public comment.
Mr. Spindler, I already warned you 3 times. Ms. Ellis, thank you so much for your patience. Mr. Herman, you got 2 minutes. Let's start his clock.
Well, the clock's rolling, but as we already know, fucking voters want to pass 10 measures, or measure 10, but we got a bunch of assholes that are dysfunctional up there in Sacramento. And why do I say that? Because they're not concerned about naming a community called Rancho Cascade. They're only worried about the fucking money. There are elderly, disabled people living in these areas, and they can't fucking flip a burger during the weekend because there is no rent control. How fucking ignorant can that fat cunt bitch, Monica Rodriguez, put an item like this up on the floor? Then you go to item 2, the report relative of what? Senior Community Service Employment Program. Well, I'm a senior. That's the reason why I'm here every day, fighting for the rights of the homeless and that of Measure HHH. No motherfucking senior home like mine. Thank you, Kevin De Leon, you stupid fuck. Then the last item is the best item of all. Why do we have a relative Proposition 56 for health care when it comes to prevention of tobacco? When you got that goddamn smelly-ass Herman Jason Wesson, the bad breath motherfucker who sits out there on those stairs puffing away on those goddamn silver pack of cigarettes, along with that little...
Please stick to the item, please.
I'm talking about people who smoke, goddammit, and got yellow teeth and bad fucking breath. Now, if I was not right on this, I would be able to talk to Herman Wesson, but the goddamn white nigger won't stand there and deal with me to help me with my mental health. So fuck Herman Jason Wesson and fuck your tobacco, you stupid rapist.
Thank you. If you take your seat. Ms. Ellis, thank you so much for being here today and your understanding. With that said, I'd like to move this item along. Thank you, Mr. Cedillo, and this will go on to council. And for items 2 and 3, if you don't mind, Mr. Cedillo, they're both grant reports. I'd like to move them forward on consent.
So moved.
Is it okay? Do I have to read them in, or I don't have to read them in, right? Thank you so very much. And seeing that those are all the agenda items and public comment has been fulfilled, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you so very much.